Actually press start streaming on the friggin' overlay OBS, wouldn't it? So sorry for the lack of action we've had on here because I've been an idiot and forgot to press start streaming. So this is the race with 7 laps in. We apologise for that.
Happy Wheels!
Yeah, the Irishman screwed up. Anyway, Martin Adu is your leader. I'll get back on track here right now. We did have Mike Grandy on the pole. Grandy's falling back to 11th place though with 7 laps in. He's starting to fall backwards now, Tony. I wonder if he's burning the rubber off those tires already here.
Well, I'm thinking it's more of a Mike Grandy saw how chippy they were getting up towards the front and went, yeah, I'm going to get as far away from this as I can for right now, as the segments are going to be lap 30, lap 60, and then a sprint to the finish. And the only problem is the fuel load in these cars is only going to let them go to about lap 20.
The Mr. number 44 there. Stephen Parks working to the inside of Adam Baker. Here comes Brandon Stokes again. Try and make a gap for the middle. Not going to make it work as Parks shuts the door right in his face. And Stokes left with nowhere to go. And now he gets a gap as Parks goes to defend from Baker. And Nadu's just gone into the distance now. He's taken Zota with him, but he's just set sail.
And that's what Clean Air will do with this draft or with this aero package. And it's something that NASCAR really needs to look at. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out, it's not a screw-up on our end. The 17 is being scored as the 23. So as you're seeing leader 23 and you're looking and it says 17 on the car, that's because SOMO has embraced the new iRacing custom numbers package that's available. And this is the first race that Sam and I have both been able to see what's going on, and some of these cars are just looking beautiful.
Yeah, and there you see it. That's Martin Adu's car with the 17 on it. On our timing and scoring, he is scored as the 23, so the numbers thing is a bit screwy with our system right now, but then again, I've been screwing up enough already tonight, so can't really say much. But anyway, Paul Zota still in second. Brandon Stokes now up to third, and finally getting around Stephen Parks. And what about our man that finished third? Sorry, Tony.
I was going to say, look at that angry pack of wolves behind Parks, though.
Yeah, what about our man that started third, though? That's Joe Mitchell, all the way back down to P17 already. Tough start
Mitchell,
for the man in the 18.
Apparently not happy with the package that the team gave him. That car not handling the way he really wants to. Either that, or he's doing exactly what Grandy did and saw how chippy it was getting up towards the front and went, yeah, I'm just going to hang around in the back, as green flag stops have already started.
Yeah, all of Turn 4 Racing have made it into pit road. That's Nadu, Parks, and Pincinot. Pincinot running the Sim Graphics paint scheme there. That they're all running different paint schemes as it happens. So big thanks going out to them for making it less confusing. But they did this strategy last week, all pitting early, and unfortunately didn't pay off for them around Phoenix, but hopefully it'll pay off for them here tonight. As you see, Brandon Stokes now working the outside. Looks like Zota's going to bring it in, and Stokes going to come in as well. Very late entry for the 21.
Very late entry and just barely able to get it woed down to 55.
Yeah, as Larry Holloway now takes over the lead. Shane Papala in second place, but only just... Remember, Papala started on the back row of the grid, so he has made a lot of ground up from being at the back there. And this is what you can do with the new draft package. You can make them as many places as you can just by passing people while you're bunched up in that really tight pack. And Papala's really taken advantage of that so far.
You might want to keep an eye on Zota and Stokes, as both of those guys might possibly get busted for... Nope, Stokes didn't. Let's see if Zota does.
Zota did. No, Zota took 4. Stokes only took 2.
Stokes took 2, Zota took 4. Everybody else has already taken 4, as Clayton, Baker, and Runyon going pit side this time. I was concerned that at least one of those guys was going to get busted for speeding between Stokes and Zota, because there was a couple of times where they were north of that that 55-mile-an-hour speed limit on pit road, but the racing god shining upon them.
Yep, and it's very overcast, I've noticed here tonight, so it's gonna make it easier on the tires here, so gonna be a lot more grip here. We're gonna go back out onto track now. Larry Holloway out to the lead here, got a good few car lengths over Shane Papala, so really looking good so far, but he has got previous leader Brandon Stokes really breathing down his neck now to try and get his lap back.
And, you know, Stokes on those fresh Mr. Feelgoods, well, at least two of them, it's going to be interesting to see how the two-tire stop is going to play out, which, if you're going to do it early in the run like this, is the time to do it. As Joe Mitchell bringing it pit side, as Holloway, Papala, Davidson, Schaefer, Owens, Grandy, Hollyfield, Gonzalez, Felton, and Eames all have yet to go pit side. It looks like Felton and Eames going pit side this time. So, and then there were 8. And
Jay Felton, you are the best man I have ever known in the history of motorsport, because look what paint schemes returned to the car of the 9.
The Hooter scheme that young Chase Elliott drove last season for a couple of races.
Yeah, and he's going to bring it back this season as well. But Jay Felton, the first time he's running the Hooter scheme here this season, and here comes the rest of the field. They're all coming in this time, led by Larry Holloway. It looks like Papala's going to pick up the spot going into pit road, and he does.
Charged the line a little bit better than Holloway was able to. Going to be interesting to see how this one gets scored at the line.
Trimmed up the pit timer while we're at it, and we're going to focus on this pack of wild animals here.
Give that lap to Papala.
Yeah. So Papala's going to get a bonus point just by charging the line a bit better than Larry Holloway, so that kind of paid off for him. Pole set, Mike Grandy just getting into his box now. So
keep an eye and see if anybody other than Brandon Stokes is going to go 2 tires. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Stokes going to be the only one to gamble right now. Everybody else taking 4 Mr. Feelgoods and 2 cans of Sunoco racing fuel, and everybody down and away. And that hands the lead of the race back over to Mark Nadeau.
Mike Eames and Jay Felton only took 2 as well.
I see that now.
Yeah. So, pit stops are out of the way now. We can run it to the end of the stage. We have 13
just past
laps.
halfway.
Yeah, 13 laps left in this first stage. That is Kurt Davidson who's returned to the track in P10 right now. Mark Nadeau has resumed the lead. He is a good 0.6 of a second, only 0.6 of a second ahead of Brandon Stokes, who's only taken 2 tires, let's not forget.
And Parks and Zoder side by side.
Yeah. Zota's on the fresher tires, let's not forget. So Zota could actually have the advantage here as they come out of turn 2. You see Nadeau and Stokes there on the left-hand side of your screen. There is the battle for 3rd place. Behind them, Logan Runyon. And everybody behind him. Look at Adam Baker all over the back of the one. Is he going to get the position away? Yes, he is. Adam Baker to the inside of Logan Runyon. He's bringing Papala, Felton, and Eames with him. Kurt Davidson a few car lengths back from them.
Davidson trying to reel these guys in. Not going to have enough time yet. Trying to just stay with them, as he's going to need one of those guys to fall back, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's got an uphill battle right now, as he's got Mike Grandy there with him. If they get in line, he and Grandy could probably draft up to these guys, but it doesn't look like they're looking to play that nicely yet.
Yeah. So with 10 laps to go, because the caution comes out on the start of lap 30, so don't leave it to the end. There is literally 10 laps to go in this stage, and it looks like the stage win is going to be down between Nadeau and Brandon Stokes at this point, because they are a good 5 seconds ahead of Stephen Parks right now.
Well, I'm watching this race between Runyon, Papala, and Baker, and if Logan Runyon is looking to make friends early in this league, he's not going to do it tonight with the way that he's blocking the daylights out of everybody behind him. as Papala gives him a shove going into 3. Runyon gets a little sideways, has to chase it up the hill. That's going to let Papala get underneath him. And, you know, Adam Baker right now just has nowhere to go.
Yeah. Everywhere he goes, the man in that 48 machine always seems to find the back of the one. Tries going high to get around him as Papala jumps up the track. Everybody's going to get bunched up and Felton's around to the infield. Caution is not going to come out at this point unless Felton goes up high on the track, and he does not. So we are staying green here. So that has created some separation between that little pack right there.
I'm going back to see what actually happened there because it looked like he may have had some help.
Meanwhile, the battle for third still raging on. Parks out in front, but here comes Zota to the inside of Stephen Parks. And Parks.
Holy netcode, Batman!
Yeah, I know. I was about to mention that, but Stephen Parks running the Kyle Larson inspired Credit One machine. Is that Kyle Larson? No, it's Damon Murray, I think.
Not sure.
As you can tell, we're not NASCAR guys, but we still broadcast NASCAR races because anyway.
Because Paul's an awesome guy and he asked us to.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a bit further back, we are still seeing some close racing. Shane Papala now in front of Logan Runyon. Runyon going to try to get the run on the back of him, but decides to file in between Papala and Baker. Kurt Davidson has caught up to this pack now as well as Joe Owen is right there. One man I've noticed that is missing here tonight is Ryan Gemmell. Remember, Ryan Gemmell had that awesome run last week and unfortunately missing this week.
Yeah, not sure exactly what's going on. Other than I think there's a strength of field race going on for NIS right now at the Paperclip.
Yeah, I'd rather be here.
So would I.
Or Watkins Glen, either one. As I don't mean to brag, but I've been having some awesome runs at Watkins Glen in the IMSA series lately.
Yeah, I need to update my my system because those fun runs that we had last night just I was pulling 12 frames a second, and that's not fun.
Yeah, that session we did last night was anything but fun. Nobody even turned up, so there wasn't even any point in racing. Anyway, Jeff Glottner just noticed it's on the hauler already. Not sure what's going on there. And he did this last week, if you remember, Tony. Just pulled it into pit road and parked it. So, doing a few start and parks here, it seems, lately.
Well, you know, I'm thinking Jeff might be having connection issues, too, because he was flashing early. But,
Logan Runnion's starting to fall backwards as well as Adam Baker.
Yeah, thinking the battling those guys were doing earlier just completely burned all the goodie off both their tires, or both their cars. Yeah. As Grandy's starting to make some headway as he moves into the top 10. And there's... the hell happened? Oh, Runyon.
Oh, yeah, Logan Runyon. We just saw that live on the shot there. I didn't react to it because I got distracted by something. And Joe Mitchell got a piece of that as well, big piece of it. And it looked like Runyon came down into the side of Mike Grandy, got into the outside wall, collected. Mike Ings collected some of it. Joe Mitchell collected a big piece of it.
Yeah, Mitchell just took a race car to the face.
Take a look at it from Joe Mitchell's point of view.
Oh. Oh boy.
Oh.
Apparently, Mike Grandy's crew chief just went after Logan Runyon's crew chief, and the entire team was escorted out of the facility.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Ah, that's why Ryan Gemmell's not here tonight.
Oh, right.
He's
yeah.
On the crew for the Joe Hunter Neiman, or whatever his name is. he's on Nemechek's car this weekend.
Oh, that's right. He's actually in Virginia.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Mike Grandy removed from the server apparently. Less than pleased with the actions of the rookie.
Yeah, and I can kind of understand that he was frustrated because, yeah, he did come down into him kind of, it was like hit check from hell. And,
yeah.
But you gotta leave your frustrations off the track. You can't just like be frustrated on the track all the time like that. So. Got to go through the right channels and not take it out on the person and ruin everybody else's race around you. As everybody's in pit road right now, we've got the pit timer up right there, as it looks like Brandon Stokes going to win the race off pit road. Nadu must have had problems in his pit stall there, as Zota's going to come off second. A good pit stop for Zota. Everybody taking two.
Everybody taking four.
Four, sorry, yeah, four. What? Like I said, I can speak, I promise. I can English. Promise English I can. Anyway, we're going to step away for a quick...
You stupid!
Yeah, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in a bit for more racing action. We'll be back in a minute. And we are back live here at Auto Club. This is, I believe, it might be a one-lap shootout for the end of the stage. We don't know. We're going to find out now anyway as they're coming out of turn 4. Brandon Stokes picking the outside line this time round. I can't see this being the end of the stage. I'm thinking this is the beginning of stage 2 as we're back underway. Brandon Stokes not wasted any time. Paul Zota not getting it going on that inside line, and here we go.
And here comes Davidson on the high side.
Yeah, the high side starting to really come into play now as we're going to see a lot of pack racing here for this early part of the, I'm going to assume it's the second stage.
Well, we're going to find out when they get back to the line, aren't we? With as chippy as they're getting already, I'm thinking it might be a one-lap shootout.
Might be.
Nadu, full send-it mode going into turn number 3.
Yeah, it's down towards the line they come. They're 3 wide for second. As Nadu gets the lap lead. As they
are still 3 wide for second.
Yeah, and we're still green as well, so I'm guessing this is the beginning of stage 2.
Safe assumption, although nobody from race control has said anything, but hey, I can understand that they were busy putting out the dumpster fires as, yeah, just a heads up from Mike Grandy. It was the second week in a row that Ian Runyon got into it, and Grandy less than pleased with the rookie.
But no love lost between those guys coming into this week anyway, so that collision just made matters worse as Paul Zota and Adam Baker nearly getting into it there.
Good heads-up driving from both those guys as they throw it side by side. And here comes Parks to the inside of Nadu off the turn 2, down the back straightaway they come, still side by side. Nadu with a little bit of a shove from Stokes, going to get the nose out front as they haul it off into turn number 3.
Yeah, and I've also noticed a set after.
Probably because of what happened last week?
Possibly, but he's already locked into the chase anyway, so never mind. Brandon Stokes trying to fight his way back to the front here. He's pushing the living daylights out of Martin Nadu. Parks has the lap lead now. He gets the bonus point, so that's going to count towards chase should he get into it at the end of the season.
Every point counts at this point in the season. You got to get as many as you can, because when it comes down to crunch time, you don't want to be that guy on the wrong end of the cut line.
Paul Zota still hanging on. He's dropping back a bit though as Nadu and Parks trying to push their way back as Brandon Stokes now back to the front. Tom Clayton, I'm seeing in the corner of my eye, he's starting to make a run forward as well. And Cool Hand Lupe up into the top 5 as well.
Are you live?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Are you live?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Because I've done that before. That's why I asked.
Oh, I've done it before as well. It's a common thing between us on ESPN. Anyway.
Hashtag not wrong.
So, making their way through turns 3 and 4. Tom Clayton up to 4th place now. He's determined to make his way to the front again.
Clayton having a good run going tonight. It's good to see that as Baker and Zota still slugging it out for the number 5 slot. Zota going to give way and kind of let those tires cool off a little bit. Running that low line is just going to burn the goodie off quicker as Parks and Nadu still side by side. And Logan Runyon has put it on the hauler. Calling no mas.
Mitchell is on the clock now, so we need to keep an eye on that. Let's try and see if we can get out of pit road before that 8-minute timer is up as Adam Baker getting close to the wall, almost taking Lupe Gonzalez with him. Everybody's still bunched together. We've seen a bit of 3-wide action there. That's Aaron Schaefer, Joe Owen and Larry Holloway going 3-wide there for a second. That is Joe Mitchell coming out of pit road now. So
there's your answer.
Looking like a pavement modified.
Well, that kind of happened when the radiator got pushed into the front of the engine block.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like we've got a breakaway here. Nadu and Parks have started to form a bit of a gap between themselves. And Brandon Stokes, Shane Parler up to 4th place now after being involved in an incident as Tom Clayton blows up. Big blow up there for the 66, and his night is done.
Damn.
That is unfortunate.
As close as these guys were running, apparently he had too much tape on it. Because I didn't see him get into anybody. It just, they were running close and he didn't get a lot of air to the radiator on that car. Doesn't look like he's running a ton of tape though. That's the problem.
It looked like he was going fine, but unfortunately it's all come to a sudden end there for Clayton, as that is one destroyed engine in the front of that number 66 Chevrolet. Meanwhile, back at the front, you still see the smoke screen on the backstretch from his car. Nadu is in the lead, but Shane Parler, despite all the confusion, up to 2nd place now.
The only Ford in a sea of Chevys.
Yeah. The next Ford behind them is actually Kurt Davidson, who's back there in 5th place. So we are on the road to deciding who is going to win stage 2. It's pretty obvious Brandon Stokes won stage 1 at this point.
As Papala gets the lead away from Nadu going into turn number 1, full send it on the outside line.
Absolutely, and Nadu wants it back almost as immediately as he lost it. Dives to the inside there of Papala. As Nadu and Park's going to bring a pit side, it seems, and they are. Pit's not going to come with them, and Team Turn 4 are playing the early pit game again.
And that's something we've seen them do time and time again, and especially if they can stay together, they've got a shot at making it work. It worked yeah, it did. It worked for Nadu last time. Let's see if he can keep it going here, as now they've got the extra help of Adam Baker.
Yeah, doing an Assassin's Creed and just mixing in with the crowd there, just to went in there completely unnoticed until now. As oh, Pinto not getting it all wrong in pit road there. As we go back to the action out on track, and Papala, Davidson, Holloway, and Zota all going to come down as well.
Oh!
Oh, we just...
Zota got into the back of Holloway, and Holloway just sends it through the grass. Zota getting it all wrong coming down pit road.
Yeah, let's take another look at that. Oh, that is a big hit. That is going to probably pay competitively to Paul Zota's race there. Completely ripping off the front end and the back end of Larry Holloway's car. It looks like he's, yeah.
And the thing is, Zota was full lock when it happened too, so he was trying to not make that happen, but oh man, you gotta feel for as much as I know of Paul Zota, he's got to feel about that big right now, just not happy with himself for doing that. So yeah, that good run that he had going is pretty much out the window right now.
Yeah, big hit there for Paul Zota, but he will. It's not the welcome back he wanted here tonight, as everybody, apart from Joe Owen, Aaron Schaefer, Ron Holyfield, and Jay Felton, have been down pit road.
Mike Eames as well, as Holyfield, Felton, and Eames will pit side this time. That leaves Owens and Schaefer the only two that have yet to bring it down pit side.
Brandon Stokes only taking 2 tires again.
Well, let's see how well it pays out for him.
He's legitimately the only driver that's taken 2 as well this time.
So far.
So far, let's see. Eames and Felton only took 2 last time, so let's see how it pays off for them this time. And they both take 2 again. Felton and Eames are back out of pit road. Joe Owen and Aaron Schaefer continue on. For how long, though? only time will tell us. They will not be able to go to the end of the stage, so they will have to bring a pit side soon as they're coming up to the back of Brandon Stokes now. Or is Brandon Stokes just past them?
You know what? That's a good question. It looks like they have come up to the back of Brandon Stokes.
Yep, so...
And they're going pit side now.
Yeah, Owen and Schaefer both in pit road now. Question is, can they get out in front? They stayed out a bit longer than everybody else. It depends on how many tyres they take. However, Brandon Stokes manages to stay on the lead lap. He's going to get in front. He's going to come out in front after all this shakes out, I believe.
Yes. Got 5 seconds to the good over Mark Nadeau.
Yep. So that two-tyre stop really paying off for Brandon Stokes at this point. Comes across the line. Schaefer and Owen haven't even left pit road, as Schaefer's actually got the jump on Joe Owen in the pit stop. So Brandon Stokes back in front, Martin Nadeau in second, but look at the pack of angry dogs behind him. That's Schaefer Parler, Stephen Parks' teammate, and Adam Baker's right there as well. I think Adam Baker just rubbed the wall there coming out of two.
He did. And as hard as these guys are battling, they are still reeling in Brandon Stokes. They've already cut that lead down from 5.5 to just under 4.5.
There's only so long those two tyres will last. And plus, he's got no drafting help.
Very much so. And you know, you've got to wonder what's going to happen when these guys get to him, as Papala throws to the outside on Nadeau as they come out of turn number 2.
That Papala on one lap fresher tyres than Nadeau shouldn't really make a difference, as he's got to try and come down and fend off Stephen Parks. Not going to make it happen, as he's Parks is already to the inside of the 89.
And now Nadeau getting pushed by Papala, and the lead is now under 4 seconds.
Yeah, they're coming to get him.
And they've got Joe Mitchell that they can use as some drafting help, as the nose of that 18 has got to be punching a huge hole in the air right now.
He has got no speed in that 18. Look how easily they're going around him.
Yeah, you're talking almost 30-mile-an-hour difference. And you really got to feel for Joe Mitchell. The last couple of weeks, been caught up in other people's mistakes. And that's the part that, it really sucks.
Yeah, the man has had absolutely no luck since his win at Daytona. No luck at all.
And what happened to Jay Felton? Why is he...
He's in pit road again.
Yeah. The question is why.
He's not
I'm going back.
time.
I'm going back to look.
Cool. Oh. As we're 10 laps to go here for the end of stage 2, Brandon Stokes is the leader by 2.9 seconds. Ahead of, is it Shane Papala or Nadeau? It's got to be Shane Papala. Papala dives it to the inside as they go past Jay Felton now. He's still coming out of pit road. Felton's going to be 1 lap down now. He'll get the lucky dog once the competition caution comes out. Larry Holloway is the other driver a lap down, but that was because of the contact between himself and Paul Zota.
And Tom Clayton just received the Dairy Queen Award.
Well, he had no choice. He twisted the engine, so...
Yeah, no, but the 8-minute clock got him. But
big crossover there by Nadeau. As look who's starting to join the party. Kurt Davidson, as they start banging, doors go through 1 and 2. And here comes Kurt Davidson now.
Davidson's been silently stalking this group, and you know Papala wants to try to get as many bonus points as he can. Gets a shove in the middle of the corner. Nadu not happy with the Ford driver tonight.
No. And Shane Parler's doing the right thing. He's defending his line. He's defending his position, but the way he's changing positions is there. He finally gets it. Nadu finally gets the inside line on Parler and can take away that second place. But most crucially, they are 2.2 seconds now behind Brandon Stokes with 8 laps to go, or 7.5 now. Are they going to have enough time to catch up? I think they will.
If they had stayed in line, they would have. But with all that battling they did, they weren't reeling him in as quickly as they had been when they were running single file.
Now they get it all figured out. There's Stokes on the bottom of your screen there. There is the rest of the field. Well, the rest of the top 5. As Kurt Davidson,
half a second to the good that lap, by the way, for the chase group.
Yeah. And
the peloton, if you will.
So Papala and Nadu side by side. Davidson trying to find a gap here. He's going to push Papala, actually. A big shove from Davidson. Leaves a little dent in the back of Papala's car.
Well, the two Ford drivers looking to work together, try to beat the evil Empire, but I don't know how well it's going to work for them right now, as the Chevys have been strong all season.
General Motors, we've got to beat them. Anyway, Davidson now up to 3rd place after getting around Mark Nadu. They are about 1.5 seconds behind Brandon Stokes. They're definitely not closing the gap as quickly as they would, but it's still coming down by a tenth either way, and once they get within that 1 second mark, they will get the draft of the 21.
That's both the good and the bad about this new draft package, where it used to be you had to be inside a half a second. Now it's up to a full second. So it's both good and bad in a way. I still have yet to determine how I feel about this whole new aero package.
Davidson very close to the wall. Then Mike Eames starting to close on these guys as well now, I've noticed.
Yeah, Eames has been quietly stalking as well, as Stephen Park's sitting back there in 5th. He's going to be the first one to deal with Eames as, leaning on each other.
That was Nadu and Davidson. Nadu having to back off, and Park's taking away the position from his teammate in the process. Nadu not having fun in the late part of the stage, as we're 4 laps to go here.
He has damage on the right side of that car.
Yeah, I think there might have been contact between Nadu and Davidson there. As Eames going to try the outside of... Oh! Eames being very much a victim of those bumps. He saw the car getting a bit out of shape there going down the backstretch. As the Suns made an appearance here tonight.
Well, for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eames into the wall.
Hang on to her, son. Who was that?
That is Pincinel going sideways. Is it? No, it's Lupe Gonzalez in trouble.
No, that was Shane Papala.
Oh. What happened there? Oh, Papala hitting the wall in a big way. And not only is he going to get damage from that, he's going to get a penalty for unsafe pit entry. And it looks like Aaron Schaefer got in trouble as well.
Yeah, Schaefer did the exact same thing, so that's not good.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic mistake there by Papala, hitting that outside wall whilst in the draft of Brandon Stokes. Stokes given a lifeline here. And with
well, he followed Stokes into the wall.
Yeah.
Because Stokes banged the safer barrier as well. The only difference is it doesn't look like there's a ton of damage on Stokes' car. Nothing that a baseball bat couldn't fix.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering what I mean by that, you take a Little League baseball bat and you stick it in the wheel well, have the car move forward or backwards, and you kind of re-radius that wheel well.
I'd use
Don't try it on your family car.
I'd use a stainless steel baseball bat. As it looks, actually they're made out of tungsten, I believe. Anyway, Brandon Stokes now. I've seen a tungsten baseball bat. Which was weird. It must have been heavy as hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who the hell would swing that? Is Davidson trying to make a bid for it with the white flag out for the stage? Davidson, Parkins, and Nadu have caught Stokes. The question is, can they get by him before the caution comes out?
Well, Davidson's alongside. He's going to take to the apron. We're going to come to the caution flag now. Stokes holds on for the second stage. And I believe Davidson got second. Stephen Parks in third. Mike Nadu holds on for fourth. Joe Owen gets the top 5 there. Mike Eames having to give that up after hitting the wall. So we're at the end of stage 2 here. Brandon Stokes is looking for the hat-trick already here tonight.
Well, good on him for doing it.
Yeah, so Brandon Stokes is the stage winner. Kurt Davidson in second. Stephen Parks in third. Mark Nader in fourth. Joe Owen in fifth. Mike Eames settling for 6th place. Adam Baker, a very quiet race he's had here tonight. He's in 7th. 8th is Lupe Gonzalez. 9th is Ron Holyfield. And Tyler Pincinel rounds out the top 10. So 3 turn 4 cars in the top 10 at the end of stage 2. And with the end of stage 2, we're going to take our second commercial break here tonight. We'll be right back with stage 3 action. Do not go anywhere.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we're back live here at Auto Club. Tony, get us going for this third stage, will you?
Stokes going to have the button as the field working its way out of the turn 4 complex. Taking the outside lane this time. Kurt Davidson making his way all the way up from starting position 20 as the pace car is in. Stokes holding them down till the restart zone. Finally pulls the trigger just as they enter the zone. Green flag comes out. We are back underway as Davidson under attack right now from Joe Owens on that second lane. Got some help with Baker and Parks behind him, but the guy that's looking to make some headway is Mark Nadeau in the Western Auto 17.
Yeah, maybe falling back a few spots after that, the end of the stage and the pit stops that ensued afterwards. Here comes Parks through the inside. Is he going to get a run on Davidson? He is. Straight to the inside goes Stephen Parks. And to the point he's going to bring Adam Baker with him. Things like Turn 4 Motorsports and MB Motorsports are going to be working together here tonight. Stokes going to give Davidson a push here as they go towards Turn 1. Parks trying to take a high line to try and defend, but...
Unfortunately, Davidson was already there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the person that got the biggest reprieve on that the end of that last caution was Shane Papala. Already running back up in P7. I'm guessing Race Control might have cleared his black flags for that for spinning through pit road.
No, he was a lap down.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
He's already back up in P7. That's pretty damn impressive.
He was a lap down. He was the first car a lap down. Paul Zoda getting a reprieve when the caution came out as he was getting ready to go a lap down. So Papala getting lucky that Zoda was able to stay on the lead lap, which gave him the free pass when the caution flew.
The only other drivers one lap down will be Larry Holloway. Aaron Schaefer trapped a lap down after he spun simultaneously through pit road as well as Shane Papala. Jay Felton one lap down as well after taking that unusual extra pit stop.
4 wide!
Near the end of stage 2 as we are 4 wide going across the line. It's a legitimate 4 wide now. This could end badly. Oh, big nudge from Nadeau.
How did nobody die?
Yeah, I got skills.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Yeah, I got skills. What are you gonna do about it? You gotta find that soundbite.
I'll have it for the next broadcast.
Yeah. Martin Nadio up to the point now after that 4-wide, brilliant 4-wide move we just saw there. As here comes Davidson now, going to take a look to the inside of Nadio as the sun comes out again. Now, when the sun hits the track, does that affect the track temperature at any point, or? Because
yes.
It's only intermittent that the sun comes out there.
It does affect the track temperature. But it affects the track temperature in that corner. So when the sun comes out, it heats whatever rubber is on the track up, and that section of track tends to get real greasy.
Like the sun is on the tri-oval now. So through that section of track and through turns 1 and 2, that you can see the sun is on the track there as Davidson still anchored to the bottom of the track there. Trying to get that first place away from Martin Nadio. I mean, Davidson's been close, but he hasn't hit the front as yet here tonight. Gonna try this time though. Gonna get very close to the 23 disguised as a 17. I'm just gonna say it like that. He's the 23 disguised as a 17.
Sure.
We'll go with that. As Papala up to 3rd place now. Gonna challenge for 2nd place. Gonna dive it in, he's gonna go for the lead as well. And there goes Shane Papala to the point. And it looks like Stephen Parks is in trouble here. Parks had a check-up or something, but he fell backwards, lost 2 spots for Joe Owen and Brandon Stokes in the process. He's got his teammate, Tyler Pitstop, who's outside. Lupe Gonzalez right behind him. And
a ton of damage on the nose of that 44.
Yeah. I wonder if he got into the back of someone there.
Safe bet.
Well, look out for a car with rear end damage on it. I'm gonna guess it's one of the front runners.
If I had to venture a guess, I would say Shane Papala.
Oh! Nadeau and Davidson leaning on each other going through turn 2 there. As Davidson into the wall. Scraping the wall at least, anyway.
From the looks of it, you would think that we were a lot closer to lap 100 than we are.
That's just the nature of the draft package. They're all together because of that package. It will fade off eventually, though. We're less than 30 laps to go now. Who is going to come out on top in this one? At the moment, Shane Papala in the captain seat. But as we've seen so far in this race, anything can change between now and lap 100. I mean, you got Joe Owen who's back there. He's not really hit. He's not hit the front at all here tonight. He's making a good go of it. Already into the top 5. Looking to the outside of Brandon Stokes now. Gonna get a decent run coming out of turn 4. I think Brandon Stokes has got a bit of a better run as they go across the line. Yeah. Stokes holding on to P4 as they're getting shuffled at the front there. Here comes Kurt Davidson again. And just like it did at Phoenix, it looks like this race is starting to come undone for Martin Nadeau as he's starting to fall backwards again here, Tony.
Well, the good news is they haven't used, or they haven't had the money stop yet.
No.
Look for that to happen sometime within the next 10 or so laps.
Let's say the next 7 laps. At least. Oh, at the most. Shane Papala,
Safe bet.
Yeah, Shane Papala still leads. Kurt Davidson all over the back end of that 89 Ford Fusion as they're coming up to the back of Joe Mitchell. Once again, Joe Mitchell is 9 laps down.
But still running.
Dave Felton has just made another pit stop. He's now 2 laps down. Not sure what is going on with the man in the 9, but he's really not having a good race here tonight.
Jay Felton apparently not happy with the setup that's in that car, so doing everything he can to try to tune on it and just hoping for a couple of late cautions to get him back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are running aggressive, but they're running clean, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is good to see, as we've seen aggressiveness end poorly in a couple other broadcasts that we've done as of late from Auto Club Speedway.
Yeah. I was in one of those races, so yeah.
Hashtag not wrong.
And I was the cause of one of those wrecks. That was part of an aggressive move. But anyway, Papala still leading, Kurt Davidson in second, Brandon Stokes up to third, Nadu in fourth, Ron Holyfield up to P5 now, as it looks like the tyres are starting to wear off to the point now where we're going to see a bit of separation between the pack, and we will be seeing green flag pit stops within the next couple of laps. Expect turn 4 guys to start making their way down pit road in the next, what, 2 or 3 laps maybe? They usually pit first.
Well, still plenty of time to do it, as we're still not within the window of you can make it from here, because remember, they're only looking 20 laps on fuel.
Yeah, so they're going to try and go as long as possible on this last run, as instead of the 30 laps we've had between stages 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, the 40 lap run this time, as I've just clicked away from that, but Nadu diving into the inside of Brandon Stokes here, and just moving his way up to third place. He's not quite got the clear yet. He has it now. Brandon Stokes jumps in behind him.
The two Chevys need to work together to catch those two Fords, or else it's game over.
Yeah. So the two Fords were pulling away for a good while there. Stokes still working on the back of Nadu. I think they are working together, you know. They are starting to close the gap as well now. So finally decided to get it sorted out and get themselves back up to first and second as they run wide, coming out of 4. Oh, that was close. So we've got
Another coat of paint, that would have sucked.
Yeah, Joe Owen in pit road this time. First one to bring it down.
Well, he's right at the window.
Yeah. And he was one of the last guys to pit last time, so different strategy there for the man in the 51.
Well, he probably saw what new tires will do and doesn't want to do that again.
Yeah, so expect Joe Owen to take 4 here. As that is Martin Nadu coming down pit road as well. And a whole gaggle of cars. You've got Brandon Stokes, Martin Nadu, Stephen Parks, Tyler Pincinel, and Larry Holloway, and Aaron Schaefer bringing the pit side. Obviously, Holloway and Schaefer both laps down.
Pincinel just clobbered the commitment cone.
Let's see if he is going to get a penalty or not. He might get a reprieve here because he didn't touch the grass in the process. Keep an eye on the timer. We'll put the pit timer up right now. I know he said pit timer. Anyway, that's another broadcast for later. Anyway, as Papala and Davidson going to bring it down. Holyfield going to bring it down as well. Holyfield charging the line.
And Pincinel did get whacked with a penalty.
Yeah. A big one as well. He's been in pit road for over 25 seconds now.
Yeah, it is a 15-second penalty for unsafe pit entry.
Yeah, as there's Holyfield just hitting his pit box. Mike Eames stayed out. The only driver to stay out, might I add.
Eames looking to get that bonus point for leading the lap, so look for him to come in soon.
Now, I was saying during the commercial break that the cars are getting very dirty being in the draft, but Mike Eames, that paint scheme isn't fooling anybody, sir. That car is in absolute state right now. Making John Wayne look even more dirty than he was in his movies. Anyway.
Hi-yo! Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, you too can meet Sam Cooper Bennett in Indianapolis during the month of May. So if you take offense to what he just said about the late, great John Wayne, all it's going to cost you is a $10 donation to PH Aware, and you can throat punch Sam Cooper Bennett at Indianapolis.
I'm not going to be able to breathe very enough for that. Oh! Larry Holloway takes a piece out of the back end of Mike Eames' car, and we're going to see a caution here. What happened? What was going on there? Take another look at that. I think Mike Eames was trying to slow down for pit road, and Larry Holloway just didn't see it coming.
He was trying to slow down to get down to the apron, and unfortunately, just oops.
Thankfully for Mike Eames, he crossed the line he'd already crossed the line when the caution came out, so he won't get a penalty for that, and he comes out of pit road as expected. And he is going to stay on the lead lap, I believe. No, yeah, he's gonna come out in the lead.
Because he was the only car on the lead lap when the caution came out.
Yep.
So it's going to be a single file restart when we go back to green.
No, they're all well. The top 11 are on the lead lap. Aaron Schaefer, Paul Zota, Jay Felton, Larry Holloway, and Joe Mitchell, all laps down. But top 11, even Tyler Pincenot. No, actually, Pincenot is one lap down. But so the top 10, all on the lead lap. But Mike Eames fallen to third place. He should be back up in the lead. Mike Eames bringing it back down pit road.
I'm thinking they gave him a penalty because I don't know if he got to the line before the caution came out.
Right. Well, anyway, we are under caution. Only our third caution of the night. So good run for these guys. So we're going to take this advantage and head away for another quick commercial break before this race is said and done. And we'll be right back with the final portion of this race. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Tronke goes off. De Jong into second place.
going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Nice trying. There's contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
And we are back here at Auto Club. Shane Papala is your leader. We're looking for his second race win in a row here in the iRacing Drivers World Cup Series. Kurt Davidson looking for his first race win of the season. He's won in the Cup Series before, just hasn't won in a very long time, just like Shane Papala hadn't won for a long time before this season. Expecting the lights to go off on the pace car this time by Larry Holloway, gonna get the wave around. See Larry Holloway just waiting to go. There he goes.
That was a hard hit. I'm surprised that car's still in one piece and still running, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He's back on the lead lap as well now. So. Oh no, only one lap down now. Okay. How did we lose the second lap? I don't know. Tyler Pincinel back on the lead lap after that caution, so good to see him back up there. He got the lucky dog.
He lost the first lap when he got punted on the green flag pit stops. Then he lost the second lap when he had the brush with the wall.
Neither incident, unfortunately, were his fault. So.
Well.
Oh.
Not 100% his fault.
A bit more situational awareness on the Eames incident would have been better, but. Yeah.
Hey, how about Zoda's car having a nose back on it?
I know, right? We were liking the pavement modified better, Paul. But yeah, you do. It does look better. The anti-monkey butt cream is back in one piece once again. But for the final time tonight, hopefully the final time tonight, we are going to be going back to green with 12 laps to go here at Auto Club. An exciting race we've seen here so far. Pole sitter Mike Grandy being disqualified early on for unfortunate incident between himself and Logan Runyon. But we're going to be back on the green here. And Shane Papala raced in no time. We're back back under action here as is that a Malibu sponsor on the bottom of his car?
On whose car?
Papala's.
No.
If it is,
it is. Malibu and Doritos and Starbucks.
Yeah, I coconut liqueur. No, thank you. Anyway, Papala.
Well, you're not gonna rip him on his choice of coffee.
What coffee is it?
Starschmucks.
I like Starbucks, but I prefer Costa coffee more. But you don't get that over there. And Davidson almost gets into it with Stephen Parks, and it's all going to go downhill from here. I believe the close racing is going to be the main part of the menu here tonight, as we're going to be coming to 10 laps to go. As the round goes, Stephen Parks, and round goes Joe Owen, and the caution is out again. And that, I believe, was between Joe Owen and Stephen Parks.
Well, they were part of it.
Oh no, Stephen Parks got on the apron, shot up the track, and got into the side of Joe Owen. Ron Holyfield got a big piece of that, I believe.
Oh yeah. And so did the 42 of Aaron Schaefer.
That was a big hit for Schaefer. Big hit for Schaefer.
He's lucky he didn't go over, because that car was up on two wheels.
Yeah, that had high side written all over it.
Oh, absolutely. And there's only one thing you can say about all of that.
Y'all got skills. What are you gonna do about it?
Hey, you found it during the commercial break. Yeah. Nice. That's made my night.
I kind of figured it would.
Yeah, I got skills. Because I have the accent, I can actually say it properly as well. So we're back on the
That was
caution.
an extra middle finger on the...
Yeah, don't even go there with that one. So the rest of the soundbite says that's an extra middle finger on the FU sandwich.
For free!
Yeah. But we're back on the caution again. Mark Nadu.
Remind me to play you the other new one I have.
Oh god.
When we're off the air.
Oh god. Why am I? Why do I feel worried all of a sudden?
You should be.
God have mercy on my soul.
Shepherds we shall be, for thee, my lord, for thee.
Oh.
Behave, young Tripatler.
Me?
Well, mind you, that I'm the one that's going to get about 1,000 throat punches when I go to India in a couple of months. So yeah. Again, if you want to meet me at Indianapolis, then don't be afraid to come and say hello. I will be there for the first time this year. For those of you that are interested in meeting me, and please don't throat punch me.
Okay.
I will be there.
Here's the way it works. If you want to throat punch Sam at Indy, it's a $100 donation to PH Aware. If you want to punch Sam in the nuts, it's a $150 donation to PH Aware.
You're just not right. It's good money, it's going to a good cause, but my god.
Hey, if we can raise money for PH Aware, you're not willing to take one in the Stones?
Only if I'm wearing a Kevlar cup.
I didn't say you couldn't wear a cup.
Can I wear a Kevlar neck brace as well?
Okay, we'll take throat punch off the table. It's a $150 donation to PH Aware if you want to kick Sam in the Stones at Indianapolis.
See, you didn't like the Kevlar neck brace idea.
No, because it's not effective at that point.
Where would I get a Kevlar neck brace from anyway? That sounds expensive.
Jegs.com.
Thank you. I'll find one from there.
I'm Pickle Rick!
They make bulletproof vests out of Kevlar, so it could stop a bullet, it could stop a punch or a kick. Anyway, back to the task at hand. There's one man in that top 5 that we've not really spoken much about tonight, and that is the man driving the 48 there, Mr. Adam Baker. And with 8 laps to go, he's managed to sneak his way up to 3rd place. With the amount, well, he's the most winningest race driver in this league. You can't really count him out at this point, Tony.
No, it's going to be difficult to do so. Still going to have an uphill battle with the 2 guys in front of him. Let's put it this way: 2 guys in front of him are not going to want to let him by very easily. The guy that's going to be restarting next to him is not the easiest guy to get by. And then you've got Kurt Davidson starting right behind him. And Kurt Davidson he's had a strong run all night. You know, started 20th, currently running top 10. Davidson looking for a win. So it's going to be an uphill battle for the winningest driver in SOMO.
Yeah.
By the way, Sam, what size neck do you have?
18-inch, I think. Circumference.
Yeah. And do you want black, blue, or red?
Are you looking at Kevlar neck braces?
Yes, I am.
I'm not getting throat punched. I refuse to be throat punched at Indy.
Fine.
I have my entourage to protect.
Is that what you're calling Scotty now?
No. Entourage is a team of like a friendship circle, you know.
Scotty's the only one that's going to be there.
No?
Yeah.
Will Kirk is going to be there, Paul Cromroy's going to be there, Bob Riley's going to be there.
And all of those guys that you just named, except for Scott Brinson, want to kick you in the Stones.
Wes Fry doesn't, he's going to be there.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, we're about to go back to green, yeah. Tony, so for the last time tonight, bring us back to green.
So Mark Nadu gonna have the button. field working its way out of the 3-4 complex. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. Nadu got to hang on for 6 more laps as the pace car is in. And Nadu finally pulls the trigger. We are back underway as Baker, alongside of Papala, getting a great restart. And here comes Stokes on the high side, looking to make a big arc on the corner. Luckily, Kurt Davidson saw him coming, gives him plenty of room as Baker gets the clear on Papala coming off of 2. Papala gives him a shove coming off of 2, looking to make it 3 wide, no hole yet. As Papala now pushes Nadu, knows that if Baker gets into the clean air, it's game over for everyone else as they work their way out of turn number 4.
Yeah, they were working together before, Adam Baker and Mark Nadu, and now the gloves are off. We are 5 to go here at Auto Club, and one man that's looking for his 3rd win of the race season, 3rd race win of the season here tonight is Shane Papala. He is right behind Nadu now. Can Nadu put the troubles he had at Phoenix behind him and claim this win as they come out of turn 2? He holds on to the lead for now. Adam Baker looks like he's starting to fall backwards as he falls in behind Kurt Davidson now. So he's on the tail end of the top 5 already. But Nadu still has Brandon Stokes on the outside as well. And Shane Papala right in his rear fender. And out of turn 4, Brandon Stokes going to dive it down to the apron to try and get around Papala. Nadu goes down to meet him. And they cross the line. 4 laps to go here. It's anybody's game at this point, Tony.
Still side by side as Stokes and Papala, no quarter asked for, no quarter given, as those guys still slugging it out. Mark Nadu still in control of this one. Stokes and Papala still trying to figure out their way around him as they're 3 wide for 6th. That's Lupe Gonzalez, Mike Eames, and Joe Owens throwing bombs at each other. Finally, Brandon Stokes gets by Papala, sets his sights on Nadu. Nadu runs him up the hill as they come across the line.
Yeah, Stokes has the outside line as they go into turn 1. Can he get around him, though? That's the actual question here. Kurt Davidson going to join this little party as well. He's going to give Brandon Stokes a shove as they come out of turn 2. As he's not, he's going to take the very high line. Stokes is going to go up to defend. And they'd love nothing more than to finish this race on the green here, especially that man right there, Mark Nadu. Brandon Stokes still occupying that high line. Kurt Davidson trying to do everything he can to find a hole through. Shane Papala would love to get by as Mike Eames. What a save for Mike Eames in the background there. Got it completely sideways through turn 4, but managed to save it. Meanwhile, back at the front, here's Shane Papala. Now trying to get that run on the outside line. He's got a nose out in front. Kurt Davidson's going to try and make it 3 wide. Doesn't get the run he wants. And Papala going to have to settle for 2nd place at this moment, Tony.
Papala going to have to settle for 2nd place, but Davidson threading the needle. Another coat of paint on his car or Brandon Stokes' car, and we would have a caution right now. As Papala throws it to the outside, he's going to have Kurt Davidson shoving him as the 2 Chevys working the inside line, the 2 Fords on the outside line as we come around to get the white flag this time by. Oh, Stokes gets a hip check, goes through the grass. Nadu's still with the lead. Papala with a big help right now from Davidson. White flag is out one more time around. Papala with a nose out front as they come off of turn number 2 is still anybody's race, Sam.
Yeah, and Shane Papala finally gets the clear. He's going to try and take Davidson with him. Davidson almost spins his own teammate. I believe they're teammates. But anyway, Papala almost goes around after Davidson gets it all wrong. Davidson going around now. Davidson going to be out of this race on the final corner. Papala going to come out of turn 4 and claim his 3rd race win of the season. What a race we've seen here, Tony.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what just happened to Kurt Davidson.
Yeah, and look who snuck into 3rd place. Lupe Gonzalez out of nowhere steals 3rd place away from Brandon Stokes, who had that amazing save coming to the white flag.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, it was a push gone wrong.
No, there was no contact. He just took all the air off of Davidson's spoiler.
Wow. So
there was no contact between the 17 and the 41. That was all Arrow. And around goes Davidson, unfortunately. But yeah, great run for Lupe Gonzalez. Nadu, not the finish he was hoping for, but a lot better than the one he ended up with last week. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely, and we're only going to have 2 interviews because we know Lupe Gonzalez does not like to be interviewed after his races. So, with that, I am going to bring in our race winner from tonight's race. That is Mr. Shane Pipala. Oh, where is he? There he is. And for the second time in 2 weeks, well, for the second time in a row, we're speaking to our race winner. That is Mr. Shane Pipala. Shane, no wins last season, but they're coming in like hotcakes right now.
Yeah, it's all thanks to my mates at SK Motorsports for sure. They're giving me a great setup, and they would be able to drive these cars even with a couple mistakes the last 2 weeks. We're still finding a way to the front.
Absolutely, especially since you started near the back as well. We did mention early on in the broadcast that you made the draft package work to your advantage, and you managed to force your way to more or less the front there. Was that draft package working for you? Was that absolutely the case? You were able to pick off positions as they were all bunched together as close as they were?
Yeah, I mean, that's just how this package is. I still don't like it. I think it's terrible, but it's just like racing Daytona every week. I mean, it was fun, but it's still not, to me, what real racing is. So it is what it is, the same for everybody else. So we kind of got what we got. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of this all year, different winners. You just never know. It's like Daytona and Talladega every week.
Absolutely, and well, it was probably the most exciting win you've had all season. I mean, last week you pretty much dominated the end of the race, and earlier on in the season you had a close finish, but it was still with the old package. Shane, 3 wins on the season. I asked this to you last week. It's got to give you a lot of confidence going into the rest of the season and then the chase. This 3rd win now it's got to boost your confidence even more. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can get a win, especially against these drivers out here, everyone here is so good. It's so tough. You saw last year, I didn't get a single one. I finished second a bunch, but now to rattle off 3 in the first 5 has been amazing. Like I said, all the credit definitely goes to Kurt Davidson and my other teammates at SK. I mean, without him making these setups and everything, we'd be out in left field somewhere. So all the credit goes to him. I wish he could have stayed in second and finished. I mean, he was a badass teammate and pushed me all the way to the lead. So I hate to see that he got spawned there coming off the 4. So hopefully one of these days I can repay him and push him in for the win, and we'll just keep digging and hopefully keep rattling off wins.
Yeah, I mean, it nearly all went wrong for both of you near the end there. It looks like you got a bad push going through one of the corners and nearly spun both of you out at one point. Was that a bit of a worrying moment for yourself?
Yeah, especially going on the backstretch for as bumpy as it is. He hit me, and I caught the bump right when he hit me, so it kicked us sideways, and I think that's what broke us up and kind of stacked everybody up going into 3, and that's when he got hit. So, like I said, couldn't thank him enough for pushing me and being there at the end for me. So that's a hell of a teammate for sure.
Well, next week we go from one extreme to another. We go short track racing for the first time this season as we head to Virginia and Martinsville. Just give us your thoughts going into that one.
I love the short tracks. It's fun, especially it brings back a little bit of the driver in the hands instead of flat footing it all the way around. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to Martinsville, Bristol. Those couple tracks, Richmond will be coming up before you know it. So definitely like short track seasons. So that'll be fun.
Absolutely. Well, Shane, we know you've thanked Kurt Davidson a bunch here tonight. Is there anybody else you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys again for broadcasting our league and staying with us. And through the ups and downs, it's been great to go back and watch all the races. You guys do a fantastic job. I'd like to thank SOMO, Paul, all the admins, all the drivers here. It's been fun. Everyone does a great job. And I definitely got to thank Coffee and Glitter Mom. It's my wife's company, and I got her on the car tonight and got her victory. So everyone needs to go check her out at coffeeandglittermom.com. She makes custom glitter coffee tumblers, and you can have anything you want on them. Custom names, glitter colors, anything you want she can do. So definitely go check her out at coffeeandglittermom.com. And of course, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me have my hobbies and have some fun.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, there's some holidays coming up, one of which being Mother's Day. You might want to get your orders in early, so there's plenty of time to get those made and shipped.
And
Absolutely.
Easter's coming up as well, don't forget.
Yeah, so she can do anything you want. You can think about it, she can do it. So she has an awesome website. So if you could please just check it out, I'd really appreciate it.
Sam, you gonna tell him the smack you were talking about with the other sponsor on his car tonight?
Oh, Malibu? I don't like Malibu. I respect that you put it on there. I just don't like the drink. That's why I don't like coconut liqueur. It's not my thing. But anyway, Shane, congratulations on getting your third winner tonight, and we know you're going to go and celebrate. So yeah, we'll see you next week in Martinsville, and hopefully you'll have a good race there.
All right, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
As that was our winner here tonight, Mr. Shane Papala. And joining Tony in the booth now is a man that's probably not happy to be where he is, but finally happy to get the monkey off his back, especially after last week. Tony.
I don't have a 17 on my sim, but Mark, I'm sure that's a little issue that we're going to get sorted out before next week. Definitely a better finish than you had at Phoenix. Talk to us your thoughts as the race was winding down there. How you feel the outcome came?
You know, I'm real fine with the outcome. I mean, granted, you don't want to be the first loser ever, but you know what? Our team put in a lot of time and a lot of laps to get ready for this race, and really thought we had an unbeatable set to go with and a good pit strategy to play out with. I already knew that coming in, Shane Papala and Kurt Davidson were going to be two strong contenders that were going to be up there fighting for the win, which played out exactly the way I thought it would be. But I knew I had a good car to contend with them. It was just a matter of being in the right position at the right time. Going into turn 3 there, I real feel bad about Kurt Davidson. You know, we were running really hard. Last lap, you're going to do everything you can to try to get the best finish you can. I was going to go under him. I saw him come down. He had the run on me, so I mean, I couldn't block it. I couldn't stop it, but it sucked me right up to him. And when it did, I just decided to try to move high. And I guess when I went to go high, it spun him out. I really feel bad about that because I'm not into taking people out. I'd rather see everybody finish and fight hard for their finishing positions. But hats off to Team 4 and our team for working as hard as they did.
Well, we saw the turn 4 guys, you know, yourself, Tyler, and Steven, you know, you guys were pitting in lockstep just about all night long. You know, and for the most part, you guys were running up towards the front most of the night. But, you know, with this draft package, the cars just, they suck up so well. Try to, with this new package, they suck up well, but getting the run on somebody doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to pass them that easily. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you've got somebody to work with. I mean, even when you have someone to work with, you two of you could be running in line with two cars, and if you both duck down to try to pass them, you're probably going to get door to door with them. That's about as far as you're going to get. The big air in these packages is a lot more than it used to be, so it really creates a bubble that you get inside of. I know that when you're solo behind two cars, it's hard to suck up to them if you're a half a car length or better back, because it puts a little bubble in there. But if you're closer than that, you can suck right up on them and draft with them. I just look at every race now like a mini Talladega or a mini Daytona, and you just got to run the race that way. Learn to use the draft to your advantage, and then once you get out front, try to stay there.
Well, the good news is for those that don't like that type of racing, the series moves to the first short track of the season next week as we go to the tight paperclip of Martinsville. Your thoughts as we visit the first short track of the season next week?
Well, I've been working on the set. I'm hoping that we have a good run there. I don't know that it's going to be quick like our Speedway and Super Speedway sets are, but we're doing everything we can to work on. We're going to put some time into it and see if we can't get her a little better. Out there, I'm kind of thinking that we might be a top 5 car, but we can go for a win, we're going to go for it. I mean, hats off to everybody. Like I said, at Team 4, because they put in such hard work. Our sponsors, Sim Graphics, for giving us the paints that we use. It's just really awesome to have a great group of guys. We've been together a little over 2 years, and you couldn't ask for a better bunch of guys. But yeah, Martinsville's not one of my favorite tracks, but I've learned to adapt to it and try to make it the best I can.
All right, fair enough, Mark. We'll let you get back down and celebrate with your team. Congratulations on the podium finish tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week in Martinsville.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you all too. Thank you.
So that was Mark Nadeau. And Sam, I've got to say, that was probably one of the best finishes we've seen all season with, just the door-to-door racing. I know it wasn't the finish that, Kurt Davidson was hoping for, but all things considered, we finished under green. We finished, with the hard battling going on, and that's something that all these drivers need to be real proud of.
Yeah, and that seems to be the trend of the season so far. I mean, we've had a lot of strong finishes this season. I mean, yes, some of them have been dominated by drivers getting better runs. I mean, Shane Papala last week being a prime example. But this season, despite the caution fest that we had at Daytona, has been very strong this season, and it's got to be a testament down to league ownership, switching over to those open setups, getting things settled down as they should be, and early indication we're actually seeing it actually pay off with the exciting racing that we're seeing so far. So hats off going into Paul Zota and his admin team for the work they have done getting this league to where it is now. And I'm definitely looking forward to see how Martinsville turns out, because that is going to throw another monkey wrench into the proceedings for this season. So definitely looking forward to how things turn out in the next few races.
Absolutely, because it's going to be the first time that we've gone to the short tracks, and we know how the iRacing fixed sets normally work, and with the open sets, you can kind of tune on the car within reason, but there's excuse me, a few factors that you need to take into consideration. For example, what type of weather are we going to have? What, with the whole new dynamic sky thing that iRacing has going on, how is the sun beating down on the track in one set of corners? How is that going to affect your setup, as opposed to, like tonight we had mostly cloudy skies for most of the evening. The sun broke through a couple times on the front straightaway, which isn't that bad, coming through the tri-oval. But at Martinsville, with it being as tight as it is, that sun breaks through those clouds. If it is overcast next week, if you get sun in 1 and 2, but there's not sun in 3 and 4, could feel like Superman in 3 and 4, but you're gonna feel like you got kryptonite, strapped to you as you go through 1 and 2. So it's gonna be real fun to see how everything works out next week.
Absolutely. So with that, we are gonna go to our results for tonight's race, and bringing home the win here tonight is the man that's been on the best form all season so far, and that is one Mr. Shane Papala. Coming home second and shaking that monkey off his back from last week is Martin Nadeau. Felipe Gonzalez still in that third place away from Brandon Stokes, who finished in fourth. Great save for him with 2 laps to go. Joe Owen crosses the line for 5th place despite that hard hit he had on the previous caution. So good for him. Adam Baker falling back to P6 in the end. Tyler Pinson in 7th. Larry Holloway in 8th. 9th was Mike Eames. And running out the top 10 after a spin on the white flag lap was Kurt Davidson.
Ron Holyfield being scored as the last car on the lead lap, coming home in 11th. Aaron Schaefer for 12th. 13th going to Jay Felton, not a happy camper in the Hooters number 9. Paul Zota, with as much damage as that car took, coming home in 14th. Stephen Parks, not happy with a 15th finish. Joe Mitchell battled back all night long for 16th. Tom Clayton, the first one to get the Dairy Queen Award tonight. Logan Runyon, Mike Grandy, and Jeff Glockner are the first ones to put it on the hauler.
So that was your results for tonight's race. This has been a presentation of the SOMO Racing League, the iRacing Drivers World Cup Series here at Auto Club. Saturday night will be the next time we broadcast. That will be brought to you by Derek and firstly Adam Chapman, as they bring us the NASCAR online series as they head to Martinsville for the first time this season. But for now, what a race we've seen here tonight, and hopefully it sets the trend for the rest of the season. But for now, all that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you on Saturday for NASCAR.